Hey guys, sorry, I was just sharing the link to the other people so they can join on live on YouTube. I hope everyone's having a good day. Um, I'm just We're just gonna start at 2:02 just to let everyone in. Um, and yeah, so just bear with me for 2 minutes. If you have any questions about passive income already, just put it in the chat. Not the chat, sorry, the Q&A box, so I can have a look at it and kind of give you some answers at the end or even at the start before we start. So yeah, so just 2 minutes time. We're just gonna start then. Yeah. Cool. By the way, if anyone who's watching on YouTube, you can actually just put it in the chat as well if you have any questions or anything to say. During the Q&A session, I'll try to jump on there and see what people are saying or asking questions in general. So if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat, in the live chat there as well. Just 30 more seconds. I think everyone joined in already. Um, oh yeah, so I got a question before we start this webinar, which is quite a good question. What is basically passive income? So passive income is income that comes from different areas of your expertise. So um, let's say you want to outsource any of your work, or you would like to put any ads on your website. To basically, it's just a regular stream of money that comes into your account basically, or into your pay in simple ways. So if you're a freelancer who just gets paid by hourly or gets paid by day rates for your normal work, which let's say you're a photographer, your photography rates, but you don't have a main stream of money. So like you don't really know if the same level of money is going to flow in every single month. Uh, Passive income streams help you build that passive income pie that you basically know precisely how much money comes into your account every month. Let's say from courses that you post for other creative freelancers, from selling templates, from making online resources, and so on. So this is basically like a passive income stream. So it helps you generate more income from other areas of your work to basically kind of allow you to make sure you kind of get that um, income that you actually want as a freelancer, rather than just like looking at your main freelancing as number one source of income. Because as we know, we learned quite a lot from um, if Corona that relying just on one income stream is not good anymore, because it doesn't allow you to actually get, let's say if anything happens like what Corona did, uh, it cut off all the offline work. So let's say if you are a videographer, photographer, stylist, it was much harder for you to find work and even get pre-bookings. So with passive income, if you already have something, let's say like a course that you do, or a newsletter, a subscription-based newsletter that you post, or you sell stuff on Etsy and stuff like that. Those are the ways that you can actually generate and make sure you get their monthly targets, even if one source of income is not doing that well. You can rely on these other sources of income to build your income pie. So yeah, so I hope that answers your question, and we'll just start the webinar now. So I'm quickly going to intro myself and Wishu. So I'm one of the co-founders of Wishu, head of community. I've been in the marketing world for over 5-6 years now, helping businesses and helping freelancers now as well with their marketing and growth. Wishu is a creative marketplace for creative agencies and creative companies to hire such talent like you, like creative freelancers and like designers, photographers, stylists, makeup artists, etc. for creative projects. And you can actually manage the entire workflow of the project on the app or the website. And we basically allow creative freelancers to build their portfolios, showcase their work, apply for positions, job positions, and basically communicate with one another, contact with clients, and basically manage their workflow as well as get paid on time as well through our escrow system. So yeah, that's pretty much what kind of like saying that we can allow you to connect with clients, collaborations. You can actually offer your services and show it across any social medias, actually copy links and stuff. So the clients can actually go on web and book you and communicate with you. And yeah, Wish You Pay is quite a big thing for us, which you can receive money on time and basically don't have to worry about chasing late payments and so on. So yeah, so today's webinar will be based on 7 aspects that we'll explore. So number 1, the 3 key steps to creating and diversifying passive income. Number 2, questions to ask yourself before actually starting the journey on passive income. Number 3, exploring passive income streams. Number 4, exploring passive income platforms. Not all of them, but some that I think work really well. Marketing your passive income, selling via email funnel. So this kind of links together, 5 and 6. And 7, what you need to know about contracts when it comes to passive income platforms. So as we all know, especially as I said already with Corona, a freelancing career can be very lucrative and rewarding, but as we know with Corona, it can actually create a lot of damage as well, because that steady source of income can fluctuate and vary from time to time. Because let's say if you are a photographer or a videographer or stylist, you can't really get the same level of income during a pandemic like we are in now. Like let's say a graphic designer could, because it does affect quite a lot because you can't really do your physical job. So, so basically, when it comes to passive income and freelancing in general, it can be really, really good for creative freelancers because it actually helps you earn some other income passive incomes, and generate that income that you basically desire and you basically want from your actual point of view and your work. A lot of times, I think most freelancers will know this, you can't really make a full salary that you desire just from one source of income. So if you are a stylist, you can't just make that full salary that you desire, or you can, but you can't push yourself further from, let's say, just styling. You need to look at other kind of ways. Let's say maybe consulting, maybe actually starting your own course for starting out freelancers and so on, which we'll go into in just a second. So the 3 steps to create and diversify passive income. So there's number one, which is you can take the role of an educator. So laying a foundation is something you need to do uh, if you haven't already. We always teach our workshops um, or online courses attendees the idea of everyone is an influencer. So anyone basically like say photographer, videographer, stylist, graphic designer, so on. All of you guys are influencers in some ways because you have a lot of ways to influence other creative freelancers and anyone, let's say anyone from clients as well, on anything you do, any kind of market trends and so on. Um, and I think everyone should be reminded that even with, let's say, a low following, you're still a micro influencer. You still have a lot to say. You still have a lot of people to reach out to and maximize the efficiencies and efforts. Number two is outlining your potential of current passive income stream. So in this step, you basically have to kind of like look at the potential areas where you can actually explore your passive income stream. So let's say, are you someone who has quite a lot of experience and quite a lot of approaches to go through and share with other creative freelancers who are just starting out or who are exploring to change their pathways? Um, are you someone who actually um, is really good at when it comes to publications and actually giving them advice and getting paid by that by writing articles for them? Or are you someone who is really good at designing templates and wants to sell that, pursue that, but you haven't yet? So I think that step number two is really, really important because it allows you to basically look into aspects that you can actually explore, and without yourself writing on a piece of paper or your a computer of different ways you can actually think you can achieve a passive income. So you just, number one aspect you should look at is basically writing down everything you think you can do in your area. And then basically maybe see the pros and cons to that and see maybe, oh, I would love to start an e-course, but I struggle in this, and I think a lot of stuff is out there. So maybe the key plan would be to look at research and see what's missing, ask creative freelancers what's missing, and basically build a course around that, and so on. And then create a specific plan of action. So once you have created the package, let's say passive income stream, uh, let's say an e-course, all of your offerings, a clear plan of action is essential to find like the true freedom within the passive income. So making sure the plan is there. And that's why we're going to go through marketing contracts and approaches soon as well. So questions to ask at the beginning stage. So these 3 questions are what I would say are key when it comes to, let's say, thinking about starting passive income streams. So do you have any unused artwork or existing designs you can repurpose to sell online? So basically, do you have any, if you're a graphic designer, do you have any templates that you created or any designs that you actually didn't use for your clients or anything like that to actually sell on? A lot of people think this is quite a controversial topic when it comes to reselling artwork. But I think a lot of times it just gets stored. And if you are not a graphic designer that makes 100K plus, I think this is probably like a good idea for you guys to look into and use your existing designs um, or unused artwork designs to basically repurpose it and sell it online, or maybe even create templates for it and sell it to people. And then the next one is basically, are you putting all your eggs in one basket, and make sure you're diversifying your channels of income. One bad month in society 6 isn't ideal, but it's not going to bankrupt me basically. So a lot of times you'll see that maybe if you do start an e-course or you decide to make a training course or anything subscription related, you see it fluctuates, so you see drops in monthly to monthly subscriptions and so on. and buys as well. But it's not bad because you'll see that it pays off really, really well. And obviously the fluctuation always is there. So it's just basically based on your innovation to sell a lot of times. Are you expecting an overnight success? So what I think is basically um, no one should expect an overnight success. Obviously, that's really, really good um, and really, really helpful if that is the case, that it does do really, really well. You sell, like, let's say you publish a course and it sells out automatically because everyone was like, oh my God, I needed this, which does happen. Like it happens to a lot of our events as well. Like we released our SEO event and it sold out in just minutes, I think, like a month ago, and so on basically. So you kind of like see the point, which is um, how long is it going to take you, and um, be kind of like I wouldn't say be kind of like harsh when it comes to, let's say, like, oh, I think this is going to be success in 1 week's time. You kind of don't put that pressure on yourself because that's what causes, like, let's say, you to drop out and not follow through. I would say basically just kind of think about like how realistically is possible and how long is it actually going to take you to build that. Um, so these are the 6 topics that we'll cover when it comes to approaches. So upsell your clients on each project, turning one-time work into long-term assets, promote affiliate products to your clients, create subscription models, recycle and use elements of your work, and video content creation, which is YouTube or any other platforms. So let's step into number 1, which is upsell your clients on each project. So finding a new round of customers, which tip number 1 would require, doesn't always sound all too interesting. Why not stay focused on building passive income through the clients you already have? So this is, I read that, so I know precisely to tell you that a number 1 key aspect that a lot of people did when Corona happened is to actually see that they actually needed a newsletter, or they needed basically a way to communicate to the existing clients, and he found that he didn't have that besides social media, but social media doesn't really work in the same kind of way as a communication method. A more personal communication method is basically emails or messages or groups, etc. That basically someone will see and interact with. So a lot of times people uh, did kind of like just jump on newsletters and start creating them then, whilst he should have done that ages ago. We used to host webinars, I would say like a year ago, when it comes to actually telling people, like a year and a half ago, like 2 years ago, something like that, telling people that, and creatives, telling people and creatives to basically um, focus on newsletters, because that's the key to basically selling and upselling to existing clients. And we have actually a newsletter webinar coming up if you look at our Eventbrite. And it's basically we're going to basically explore the ways you can actually use your newsletter to build your income further and basically build relationships with your clients, with your course attendees, which is other creative freelancers, and so on. So value added upsell. So one simple way to do this is through a added upsell, which is basically the definition of this entire thing, where you can actually offer your clients, but not with added time or effort as well. So it doesn't really take a lot of time or effort to say upsell. It's either like they are interested or not interested, and basically you can use softwares to determine that, such as a newsletter. Um, a good newsletter for free, I would say, because a lot of people obviously don't have thousands of clients. So a lot of people, you can actually use SendGrid. So SendGrid, and I think it's free for a particular amount of emails and contract contacts. So it's quite a good email to use your newsletter for, and it actually creates really, really nice email newsletters. So, and I gave 2 examples here. So basically, if you're a freelance social media manager, you could write a social media guideline book for your client to distribute to their other kind of hires and so on. Another thing is basically like basically going through, let's say, creative freelancers. So a photographer, you can actually upsell editing and editing photos, editing any kind of particular areas that you're good at, and basically upsell other kind of work. So I know a lot of photographers during the pandemic actually went ahead and learned a lot of graphic design, and upskilled in that, and started selling that to their clients that they didn't know that he did graphic design anymore. So we're like saying, oh, I push myself further, I advanced in this, you can actually hire me for any graphic design work as well, and so on. Another one is basically turn one-time work into long-lasting assets. So as a freelancer, you're accustomed to doing work once and getting paid once. Let's say for any kind of photography sessions and so on. But if you want to build a passive income into your business, you have to start thinking of ways to do work once and get paid over and over and over again, basically. So that's the goal, for you to basically every month or every week to get that paycheck basically coming into your account. So the more thing is basically what you need to do is basically look at asking yourself, so what kind of work do I create on a daily basis that can turn into a long-term asset? So this should start kicking off a bunch of passive income ideas in your mind, thinking about like, okay, I do this every single day. How can I basically turn into a passive income stream? A lot of times you think it might be complicated, but I think that there's pretty much on every single basis of ideas, there is a passive income stream that you can actually turn into and look at to explore. If you're basically a blogger, let's say, you could compile a collection of your articles into an ebook and sell on Amazon, or through your website as well. A lot of creative freelancers did that. A lot of, I say, actually graphic designers have seen who are 7+ years of experience or like 5+ years of experience actually did go into this route and actually did sell a lot of guideline books and ebooks that basically explore different approaches of acquiring clients in lockdown, building their business further, and so on. And basically, if you're any kind of creative freelancer who has, to say, 5+ years of experience, you can actually look at Udemy or Skillshare, Creative Live, and so on. That actually you can actually host courses and so on. And I do think a lot of people, if you are even below, let's say 5-7 years of experience, we have really innovative thinking that actually works, and you actually seeing results that your approaches work. You don't have to basically have years of experience to take a course and start a course, because I know this one makeup artist, Wendy. She didn't have years and years of experience, but she, over say 6 months time, over 6 to 1 year's time, she approached social media really, really strategically, and is one of the biggest makeup artists, from social media elements, for influencer elements out there in London. Um, so I wouldn't say that like you need major amount of experience. I would say if you need to have a different approach. So let's say with her, we did a course back in summer, uh, looking at strategically Instagram and how you can actually use Instagram as a makeup artist to succeed. Not only as a makeup artist, but turn yourself more into an influencer, micro influencer, um, to look at that long-term assets and long-term success and long-term kind of like passive income ideas and so on. Um, Another thing is that basically double dipping, which is once you realize you can double dip on many of your one-time projects, you can actually be excited to watch your collection of monetizable assets grow and grow further. Then with some hustle and hard work, you can actually convert those into passive incomes streams. And I think it actually works really, really well. I don't think you should approach every single one of them. Let's say like you made a list of 10 to 20 passive income ideas that you can actually approach. I say like list out pros and cons of that and see which one would work best for you and your business and wouldn't consume most of your time. As some of them could consume quite a bit of your time. But and also look at the long-term effect as well, which um, is this gonna give me a big advantage, or is it just gonna give me a short advantage that um, will not result to me actually the time and money I invest in this? Uh, Maybe not money, but let's say the time that I invest in this and the resources that I gather. Is this gonna be good enough for me to actually make a decent passive income from this? So always have that as a number one key factor when listing out these passive income streams. Another one is basically promote affiliate products on your to your clients, or any kind of, let's say, clients, as I mean clients that basically book you for projects, but also if you are someone who has clients such as freelancers and so on, uh, this includes those as well. So there are always more opportunities for capturing additional revenue from the work you already done or doing. Basically, in addition to upselling clients, promoting affiliate products and services to your clients is another way to generate passive income. And I think this is actually a brilliant idea for, I would say, every single one of the freelancers that is currently looking at this webinar, because it's extremely safe. It doesn't cost you a penny to actually join an affiliate program. Um, and it actually helps you, let's say, like, if you're someone who can strategically mind map and see the way you can actually sell the product to someone, um, and this includes through newsletters, social media, um, actual emails. Just say having an email at the end of your signature could be like, "Oh, join this not affiliate program. Use this code for this and this amount off for your next Adobe membership, or Canvas membership, Canva, I mean, and so on." So basically, I think it's one thing that actually can lead to a lot of income streams. Even let's say if you're someone like a freelancer who does Udemy courses or Skillshare courses, you can actually join those two as well, affiliate programs, and make some extra income as well. And you can actually, as I said, there's unlimited ways to actually market that and make sure it's effective for all of you. And basically, most of them pay on commissions, or most of them actually pay a fixed fee. As I know, Adobe actually pays the first full month of what the person paid, let's say £50 or something like that, plus 30% of other ones, which is really, really good and works really, really well. Also, an example is basically if you're a graphic designer, you can recommend your clients sign up to stock photos sites or graphic design marketplaces, who will then give you a small commission every time the client makes a new purchase from that link that you have, or even has a monthly subscription, which is even better. Yeah, so I think affiliate programs are definitely something that every single creative should look at, but make sure you choose a program that I would say you use every day, or you use really, really a lot in your work, because that's the easiest way to upsell to someone, or even your peers, to upsell it to them, is because you use it and you know they will love it and they will use it when they use it already, but they don't have a particular code or discount towards it. So another thing is basically creating subscription models. So subscription models or memberships can contain a ton of things depending on your freelancing field, obviously. Whether it's the site maintenance, SEO work, extra content on your newsletter, or something else. A subscription means you can offer some amount of work or an extra piece of content on a site, but you won't have to worry about finding clients for it. So basically, establishing yourself as someone with expertise, people will kind of be willing to pay for additional content from you. Especially if you're someone who is selling, let's say, a newsletter uh, or resources to other creative freelancers who are like, let's say, the beginners or even clients, selling them some particular data. Let's say a lot of times, um, magazines or creative, such as Creative Boom, Creative Review, whatsoever, um, will look for creative freelancers to actually give their opinion or even find research and buy that research. So you can actually, maybe if you have a large amount of people that you know in the field that you work in, you can actually do some Q&As, surveys and so on, and basically sell that as particular expertise and knowledge to anyone in the field. Or if you are someone who has quite a big influence when it comes to trends or content making and so on, you can actually sell it to agencies and production companies and make even an extra newsletter from that. Another thing is basically recycle unused elements of your work. So one of the quickest ways basically to start making a nice bit of extra passive income is to recycle or upcycle any elements of your work. So I'm not really talking about including extra stuff in your portfolio. I'm basically kind of talking about uh, actually making new passive money from things that you already kind of created, that clients passed on, or that kind of like was personal project related or so on, that you never include in your portfolio. Actually trying to see if that actually can generate more income rather than just store space on your drive and so on. Another key thing is basically copyright, which is as long as you still own the copyright to the elements, you can actually package them and sell them on your own site through an array of different marketplaces. So let's say if you created a design for a company, but you still own the copyrights of it, you can actually sell it on Etsy. You can sell it on any other marketplaces there is, or different sites as designs and so on. And basically, the other one is a video content, which is YouTube. But obviously, this can go into any other platform, but YouTube is a key one that I think all of us use. So the way people are consuming video is changing quite a lot. So if you see like even IGTV, and Instagram Reels and so on, TikTok and so on. Um, Video has been a key part of the last like 2-3 years, I think, of our lives, and it is something that's going to go into 90% of our marketing. So forget kind of like old school advertisements, look into video advertisements and look at how to monetize any content, video content that you make. So if you like being in front of camera, let's say creating YouTube videos, you can be an alternative to create an income stream. So let's say you can actually benefit a lot from ads. A lot of times, you can actually build a YouTube channel, which partially, to be honest, we wish you don't really focus on YouTube that much. On content, we focus more on webinars. But I worked with loads of other companies that do focus on YouTube as the number one source, because the amount of high leads they get from like, let's say like ads and actually like big company sponsorships and so on is extremely well, and you can earn a lot of money doing that. I know one freelancer who's only 1K subscribers on YouTube, and he gets sponsorships. Let's say he's a photographer, so he gets sponsorship by Canon, and so on, to actually explore different uh, things that you actually sell or release and so on. Another thing about copyrights, as long as you still own the copyrights as elements, you can actually package them and sell it as well. And then another thing is basically e-course and video content, which is share your experience in video. Do official courses for your site, such as Udemy or even create a YouTube channel, YouTube private channel for paid subscribers who can actually access that content by paying you a subscription fee. So the next thing is basically talking about platforms for passive income. I added a few that I think work, but as we know, hundreds of platforms that are out there for relevant people. I see these are more for creative freelancers, but there's obviously so many more for other kind of creative fields. So number one key thing I say, Udemy, Skillshare, Lynda, which is the new LinkedIn learning instructor. These three things are online courses that you can actually become an instructor and earn every time, let's say, a student purchases your course, and you get paid monthly for this kind of stuff. A lot of times that a lot of people say to me is that it's overcrowded, it's too competitive. But as again, I approach this strategy, which is I know quite a lot few London-based, I say not mostly experienced freelancers who actually do really, really well and earn a lot of money from this kind of stuff. Um, I would say these three areas where you can actually start by actually seeing and researching what's missing and what people actually want to look at. Maybe like, let's say if you're makeup artist, you might build a course around going back to work during after the pandemic is finished. What are the new ways of how you're gonna work? Same as for stylists, photographers, like what are the new ways to basically take pictures, edit them, and so on. What are the new trends, 2021, 2022, and so on. Design cuts, which is if you're going to take the time and effort required to design something from scratch, basically you can actually use that and actually sell on design cuts. And the same goes for creative markets. Basically, it helps you upcycle unused work and elements, and also design cuts as well. So basically, those two kind of like hand to hand the same. Society 6, Red Bubble, and Zazzle are free places where you can actually license your work and earn extra revenue. And then Offset, iStock Photos, Adobe Stock, Shutterstock are good examples of platforms that actually take your more personal images and sell them there as well. So these were more personal projects and so on. And Etsy, obviously, Etsy is quite good for graphic designers and illustrators and even photographers as well. Like myself, I'm gonna book quite a few photographs that are unique on Etsy. And then Adobe Affiliate, which is vast monetization of opportunities. So basically join an affiliate program such as Adobe, which actually gets you a lot of outstanding commission to help you earn quite a lot of money. Now just moving on to the marketing side of how you can actually market your passive income streams. So primarily use social media for this. My tips are based on real of Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the dots, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Um, so that's before you start kind of work, before the work kind of goes on sale, you should basically look at the channels of how you can build and where you're going to market, how you're going to market, what is your goal, what is the opportunity, and what is kind of the process of it basically. So number one, building a hype around it. So building a hype with like sneak peeks. This starts with a conversation early and gives you the opportunity to show work in progress. So people are more hyped to kind of like go on it and interact or let's say purchase something. And then build a conversation. So maybe even join loads of Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, channels that people speak, let's say on their Reddit and so on, and basically start conversations around some elements of what you're actually doing in passive income, and maybe encourage conversations of what you actually should paint if you're a painter or artist. What would you like to see on a phone case if you're someone who sells on Redbubble and so on, and tote bags and so on. Behind the scenes as well, so post photos of things that Inspire you give a glimpse of like behind the scenes kind of footage and shows that may translate into future pieces of work and so on. The process, which just includes process shots or videos of live painting. This is more obviously for, I would say, like artists, someone, but it works the same way for anyone. Selling via email funnel. So the use of email to generate passive income, you need to capture the right audience, serve the right audience with helpful information, and then sell to them by prioritizing your service as a solution to their problem. So a lot of times, what email funnels and email newsletters and email outreaches are, is for you to basically showcase them that you are solving a problem that they experienced and you want to basically upsell them the course and so on. And email addresses are current currency of online kind of content marketing. So if you want to sell to someone via email, you have to earn the right first. So basically, you kind of have to make sure that the course that you're selling or the information that you're selling is key and sufficient for that person to actually care about. And then contracts, which I think is really, really specific and needed to outline, which is read them all before you sign into any place for passive income. There's three biggest factors we should consider for them basically. So there's non-exclusive contracts, fair royalty rates, retained or copyright contracts, and so on. So because you would sell your work through a variety of platforms, you want to make sure you can sell an identical piece of artwork through all of them. This helps you maximize profits for each basically piece. And then fair royalty trade rates. Basically, a royalty percentage can fluctuate widely depending on quantity sold, or product distribution, etc. And then number three, retain all copyrights, even if you're creating a non-exclusive content to license. It's vital that you own the copyrights to your work, because your artwork, let's say you would sell a piece of digital artwork for £8, that piece of content was much more valuable because um, let's say full on right specific, it costed you time and energy to build that, monetize that, sell it further. So obviously retaining all the copyrights to it, so you can actually sell it further and further and maximize the passive income from it. Uh, so yeah, so there are occasions when you will sell the copyright, but it comes at much higher price. You should never undervalue any of your work. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to quickly say that we have a Zipcar membership as well. So if you are someone who needs a membership, I'll include an email uh, after I send this. I'll quickly jump on the Q&As. So if you have any Q&As, just add them to the Q&A box. I'll also look at the YouTube as well. Okay, no YouTube ones. There's some here, which is, would you recommend setting ad space on blogs or sites such as graphic designer blog? I say definitely yes. Like I did mention this before. Um, I definitely think uh, I definitely think with enough visitors, you can actually turn it into a revenue source for yourself and other companies as well. Selling advertising space is a good way to actually, I think, earn some money on the side while continuing to build up your audience as well. So I think it does require quite you to have quite a bit of traffic, but it would. So I would suggest basically maybe to start the affiliate programs where you can actually promote not only your on your site but also socials, newsletters, emails, and so on, basically, which will kind of be a great way to earn passive income. I would suggest maybe even looking at Canva and Adobe for affiliate programs. Those two sites are pretty good. What's the other question? Can you talk more about affiliates? Sure. Um, I would suggest first to have of all to become an affiliate of a service that you use in everyday kind of life. So basically, if you are someone who is becoming a part of an affiliate program, you should be using that software or that service yourself, because that's the best way to translate that and serve it as a good piece of service that you use yourself. Use your personal experience on it is the thing that will sell it, rather than just you having it on your page and so on. You can also recommend services that you use or have used before on certain kind of books. Let's say you found that are extremely helpful for you. Be upfront about earning a small cut on a sell though. If you can easily say a service or a product is worth it and earn something doing it, go for it. Basically, I would say. Another question. What do you think about e-courses? So I'm a big person when it comes to e-courses. I really, really like it. And I think it's something durable for everyone. It's definitely a great way, I think, to share your experience and expertise in your field and area. Although these would require a good amount of effort to set up, but become, but come, but can become a great kind of source of passive income stream, and can generate quite good income pie as well. So I would try and look at what already exists, maybe ask your fellow creatives and e-course, what e-course is missing out there, what would they like to see as a course and topic, and basically kind of build your topics around that. Because there's a lot of e-courses offered already. Depending on your business strategy, you can actually try sending them posting them on YouTube, or selling them via educational kind of platforms like Udemy, Skillshare, and so on. Quite a few. Is it possible to have an passive income if you don't want to, you aren't able to charge for the service? I work with young and employed people. I could set up a service resource helping them to become freelance, but it wouldn't make sense to charge them. I would say, as you said, you basically work with young unemployed people. You could set up a service resource helping them become a freelance, but it wouldn't make sense to charge them. I would say in your case is a lot of things could go into freemium models, which is free and premium. So maybe look at providing free resources and premium resources for people and see how that works out. So let's say if you are someone who doesn't want to charge anything like that, but there's always people that wants to pay for more exclusive resources and more resources that actually talk more. Let's say if you are someone who doesn't only provide resources in a written kind of way, but also does webinars, you can actually sell the webinars as a premium resource. And then maybe like, let's say, kind of go gently around the topic in the free version and more extreme and precise in the premium model. So I definitely say like try the freemium model, and then see what you can actually give for free and what you can actually give for premium services. What would what would your best advice be for someone if they're having a hard time choosing what niche they should focus on? I think that's quite a hard question, not gonna lie, because I think a lot of people struggle with this when you start out, especially when freelancing. So like, what niche can I go into? A lot of times, I think it does depend on A/B testing. So let's say like trying a different amount of things on, or even going for a few things and seeing which one you shine the most. Um, I think it just takes a lot of practice and put a lot of effort to see what you can actually focus on and what would actually give you the best advantage from anything. So I can't really advise too much because I'm not a portfolio expert or like someone who gives creative kind of like advice the most. So I would say maybe try to email me and I can see if I can find someone for you to speak to regarding your creative niche and basically any kind of ways to be with that. How do you copyright your work? So, so you just do it through copy. If you just Google copyright work, I think it's through the government. Um, I'm not precisely sure because one of our team members from marketing does this for us. So it's just quite simple. It does cost a bit of money, by the way. So, but it's something that basically makes sure that no one can actually use your work. If someone is using your work, you can actually sue them and so on. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Oh yeah, thanks for good to see that you find this helpful. Yumi. Cool. If anyone else has any questions regarding anything, I will include my email here. You can actually send it me an email or any questions if you'd like to have one-on-one sessions and so on. I will be sharing the slides after the call. It wouldn't be straight after, it would be either in the evening or tomorrow morning. And I will be answering any other questions that just popped up in the emails. So if you have any questions that I didn't answer, just email me on the email that I just added to the chat, and I'll do that as well on YouTube. Sorry. So I added on YouTube as well. If you do have any questions, just hit me up, and I look forward to your emails and so on. Have a nice day, guys. I'm happy that you found this really helpful. I'll speak to you soon.